Hell, after 83 years, you've collected more than lint. You know what I'm saying? Just by being around, you've absorbed all that. Jean Arnold Burd, born May 21st, 1932. Associate professor at the University of Texas, 42 years, scheduled to retire as professor emeritus August 31st, 2014. We're just going to the CIA. I grew up with my three brothers. My sisters, or three of them, they were all not adopted, but they went to live with neighbors and so forth. It was what you call today rural poverty. No electricity. No outdoor plumbing. Grew your own food. And when we go any place, we'd ride a horse, or we'd take a buggy, and we'd see the cars when we'd go into about 4 or 5 miles away where there was a kind of a highway. And yeah, it was strange to see cars, even Model Ts. I had one pair of shoes a year during the winter, but during the summer we all went barefoot. We went barefoot to school. One-room school in the Ozarks. One room with 8 grades. So it was survival as much as anything. At age about 15, my dad moved to the West Coast because the war was still on and there were more jobs out there. We had just missed the Dust Bowl, which had hit Oklahoma more. I got, through chance perhaps, into a good high school, one of the best in Southern California. What luck. We were the class of 49ers. The 49ers. I was going to be President of the United States. Don't laugh. So what happened to me? I got admitted to Columbia University, and I was ready to hitchhike back to New York, where I'd spent summers working in and they said, "Oh no. Where's your money? Private school? Ivy League?" Los Angeles Times gave me a scholarship, a huge scholarship, to stay in L.A. Changed my life. I was hitchhiking, as I often did around the country. I hitchhiked 20,000 miles one time. And Jack Kerouac, who I never met, they were doing all this. And Allen Ginsberg, the poet, that was my, the beatniks and all. Anyway, I was what you would call a kind of a tramp, you know, you'd move into town, you'd work for a while in the newspaper, and then you'd move on. It was common, newspaper tramps. The first hired as a journalist, Kansas City Star, one of the most famous papers still in America. But I was hitchhiking, and this was some years later, from Los Angeles to Houston. This is when I went to work for the Houston Chronicle. That's another story. I even hitchhiked through Austin at that time. Stayed at the Salvation Army here in Austin for a while. Anyway, I was about 55, 6, I don't know. Then later, they sent me up to a little place called Three Rivers, Michigan, where I went to work. Went to work there, was the editor for a while. Then after that, I went back to California, hitchhiked back to California. I guess I was a bum. And went through Albuquerque, New Mexico. Make a long story short, I checked with the Albuquerque Journal. They had an opening. Make a long story, they hired me to work on the Albuquerque Journal. Worked there for a while. Oh my, stories I covered there. Oh, golly. By the way, I never married. I should have married Dolo May, and my life would have been different. But anyway, I had many chances. Oh my, enough of that. And I married my job and career, which was maybe a mistake. But anyway, I arrived here in 72. To the best of my knowledge, checking the records in the last 40 or 50 years in particular, that I will have taught the longest term as a professor. of anyone in the School of Journalism in its history. I'm a journalist, I go and find out what salaries people are making. It is a public university, allegedly, reportedly. And I went and looked at the salaries for this year. And found out I'm right within $500 being at the bottom after 42 years here. My style is it's out of date. It's weird. That's why I'm considered to be weird, and I am odd, peculiar in this kind of environment. Yeah, I'm not criticizing it. I'm just saying, I'm a misfit. That's one reason they said, take a walk or crawl, because I'm out of it. And to get caught up psychologically and technologically. I know how to turn on my computer, and I couldn't live without this little booger. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult identifying with students. There's no criticism of students. They're a new breed, and I wish them luck, and I can't make the connections anymore. They understandably may take the easy way out and lock in too early to certainties and so forth, and seek safety rather than risk. And I understand that. If I rewrote the Bill of Rights, Bill of Responsibility, you do have a single right without a responsibility for that. And that's been missing sometimes. And that's why I've stayed in information and teaching basic fundamental reporting and writing courses. It's not just journalism, just isn't this technology. It's content, it's substance, it's life, it's history, it's politics, it's economics, it's everything. Information, education, journalism make democracy work. Democracy where people govern themselves, that's idealistic, rather than depend on someone else to control them. And if people have knowledge about themselves and about the world around them, they will be able to be free and not obligated to the historic church or to the Almighty or to anyone else, that they are free. Freedom is the greatest thing, and the responsibility, and it's scary. Because the easy way, the safe way is tell me what to do and you protect me. No, that's safe. That's why I'm in trouble. That's one reason why I don't fit into higher education, ironically. Because higher education, I'm afraid in many cases, we have the answers. No. I live on the cliff. Dangerous. But the scenery and the view and the experience is fantastic. You know what I'm saying?